Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between OGS Fruit Vendor, who I will just call Fruit, versus NewLife Prime here on Metalopolis. NewLife Prime, I'm just going to go ahead and call him NewLife for the rest of the game. We have NewLife spawning as the blue Protoss player over here at the 1 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have OGS, or Fruit, spawning as the red Zerg player over here at the... And I think, did I cast this game already? Let me see, did I cast this game already? No, I casted a game, the same exact game between these two people, except it was on Lost Temple and the same starting locations. Okay, so that's why it confused me. Moving now, we have NewLife. Gonna go ahead and drop down a pylon over here on this low ground. So we're going to see NewLife try to do some sort of gateway and forge build, trying to naturally defend his natural expansion over here with those buildings. We'll see how Fruit will respond with this. I believe in the first game I casted on Lost Temple, OGS just pushed with Hydralisks instead of Roaches and was able to destroy a lot of those buildings and then just continue to steamroll that. Now moving out, we have NewLife moving out with a single probe trying to do some scouting. The reason why he moves out to this position is against a Zerg player, you can normally see if the Overlord comes from this position over here. So you quickly try to check and see if there is an Overlord. But NewLife, not 100% sure why he didn't see the Overlord, is going to go ahead and move out over here instead, while the second Overlord, OGS's second Overlord, now moving over to the natural base over here at the 1 o'clock position. So Fruit will be able to, in just a moment, do a little bit of scouting. NewLife not getting any assimilators very early on in this game, going for a gateway and a forge. So it is going to be some forge play over here off of this gateway. Perhaps a photon cannon here, or even here, and then here to prevent any Zerglings from trying to do a run by over to the top side. Now, however, OGS getting one hatchery down, so a hatchery now in play. So OGS is going to be delaying his... Oh no, it was a 14 spawning pool into a hatchery. However, we already have a photon cannon being placed by NewLife, so it looks as though, yeah, OGS going to be trying to do some sort of cannon rush. No, gonna go ahead and cancel it and build it over here instead. So OGS doing a cannon rush, gonna probably put a cannon here and then put one right here just within range. We'll see how that's gonna work out for him as his hatchery now training up that queen. The forge is in fact complete, so I don't know if he's really gonna benefit. I think that pylon would have been warped in a little bit earlier. If he would have been warped in earlier, so he would have been able to take down Zerglings. Still do not see the photon cannon over here, so perhaps the timing is just right. Zerglings, however, now see that photon cannon and now going to try to take down some of these buildings over here. Zerglings trying to put some pressure onto this photon cannon as those Zerglings doing a quick run around. A lot of probes coming off the mineral line trying to do some fighting as well. So those Zerglings are now going to move on up. There are no photon cannons in position. Only one single zealot, a second zealot now moving out. May get surrounded. OGS, no, not going to get surrounded. Now those Zerglings going to doing a little bit of an engagement. So we have two zealots and all those probes already all taken down. One photon cannon already in position, trying to take down one of those Zerg cocoons. A second photon cannon now being warped in at the same time. So how's this all going to work in? Now it's putting a little bit of pressure on the hatchery. Back over here, Zerglings moving away from these zealots. And now with NewLife not having any photon cannons over there is going to make it very, very difficult. One zealot now getting taken down again. Will it be... Oh, almost taken down. Zealot down to 24 hit points. Back over here, now one spine crawler fighting against this photon cannon over here. Zerglings now doing a little bit of an engagement as well. And that photon cannon quickly taken down by a spine crawler that was transferred over. Queen will have enough energy for a transfusion if the push comes to shove. And this photon cannon now going to get taken down as well. So NewLife failing with this whole entire cannon rush, may lose a couple more zealots in this whole entire time. No metabolic boost being researched. Zerglings able to corner and pinch one of these zealots up against a wall. So now crazy losses for NewLife Prime, losing one pylon and I believe two zealots as well, along with a couple photon cannons. So NewLife really needs to try to regroup, now trying to take his natural expansion, also getting a photon cannon over here. There is only one gateway and one forge. Those Zerglings may be able to do a run by. No, unable to do a run by. Perfect positioning on those zealots. Perhaps those Zerglings should have tried to just run around over here, but those zealots could have just held position on that ramp with that photon cannon, continuing to fire on those Zerglings. One photon cannon able to take down a Zergling in 2 rounds of attack. Overlord sitting over here, plenty of scouting. This pylon still sitting in this position over here, so pylon yet to be taken down. Spine Prowler could probably just be moved over and gotten within range very easily. Zerglings, however, doing a little of pressuring back and forth. One pylon and one additional photon cannon being warped in, adding a little bit of protection so those Zerglings are unable to really run on by, and another gateway now being warped in as well. The Zerglings could probably start attacking that gateway, yeah, able to attack that gateway, but that photon cannon nearing completion, so it does not really want to test the waters there, as that photon cannon is going to start firing those little photon cannon? Yeah, photon cannon firing photon cannons at that Zerglings. Over here, pylon still offering a little bit of sight, and still waiting for some Zerglings or something. Now OGS finally now moving a spine crawler over to deal with that one pylon, so that spine crawler gonna get an additional kill, taking what 12 seconds to, or 12 units of time to root. And now down goes this pylon. A queen now making its way over there as well. Zerglings now just sitting over here by this front door, and it looks as though Fruit is just happy to play the macro game, knowing that getting a hatchery up, gonna play the macro game and just get a stronger economy up and running. Still not mining any gas from over here. A little bit surprised by that, as Zerg really wants a lot of gas at tier 2 if they're going for Mutalisk. Perhaps we're gonna see Hydralisk or Roach play, and now getting a metabolic boost as well. And NewLife still does not have a single assimilator down, only producing Zealots. So that is quite a surprise. We can see NewLife sitting on mining fairly effectively with all of those probes. It's getting what, 1,200 minerals per 60 units of time. Back over here, we have a Spire coming into play. We should probably see some of these extractors being laid down for additional gas. Zergling's is going to try to do a run by, try to pressure over here. That photon cannon getting one shot down on these Zerglings, and these Zerglings being forced to run back. Cybernetics core in this position as well. Yeah, I don't agree with this position or this play by NewLife. All really Fruit has to do is get 1, maybe even 2, or just produce 6 Hydralisks, and those Hydralisks will be able to easily engage on the Cybernetics core on this gateway. Photon cannons will be out of range and start hurting the production of NewLife. Zerglings now have that metabolic boost, so still with all these buildings in here, I do not think that Fruit's going to attempt to do a run by. OGS now moving around on the inside. Perhaps we will see a drop come in at some point as well. Zerglings now perhaps want to try to surround that one Zealot. Yeah, that Zealot almost getting caught out of position there. And now Zealot's doing a little bit of an engagement. Zealots do not have any of those weapons upgrades. NewLife, for some reason, never getting the weapons upgrade for those Zealots, even though he has the gas now, finally. And we also see OGS taking an additional base over here at the 7 o'clock position. Zerglings trying to get a surround on some of these Zealots. Zealots, a fair number of Zealots here. So 6 Zealots versus these Zerglings. Zerglings really want to try to get some sort of surround off. 2 Spine Crawlers are going to make it fairly difficult for those Zealots to really deal any damage. If those Zealots are going to get within range of those Zealots, quickly take a hit and now be forced to run back. Now Zerglings may be able to get a surround on some of these Zealots. No surround, as those Zerglings once again moving back over to this main base over here. We do have a robotics facility, and we are getting the robotics base, so we should be seeing some Colossus coming in sometime shortly. But OGS quickly now getting those Mutalisks. Mutalisks now going to go ahead and harass the main base as those Zerglings engaging the Zealots over here. So probes getting taken down, and now canceling these buildings in order to save the minerals. And down goes that robotics facility, and now we have what Mutalisks in the air trying to focus down some of these probes. Probes walking in a single file line, trying to stay next to these photon cannons, but there's no photon cannons in the back of the base, so a little bit of an issue there. And then now these Mutalisks continue to do some harassment as these Zerglings able to catch a Stalker in transition as well. Down it goes as these Mutalisks continue to just keep up this whole entire pressure on the main base, or on the expansion, which is now becoming the main base of NewLife. NewLife no longer mining out of his primary, just mining out of the natural expansion over here on this low ground. So Mutalisks may be able to just clean up all the rest of these buildings over here. Stalkers really don't want to try to come up into this position, as those Mutalisks will be able to focus them down fairly quickly. No photon cannon support, so the two Stalkers just sitting over there, as NewLife is currently running off of 3 gateways. Now getting the warp gate research completed. Zerglings may be trying to do a run by, perhaps a 2-pronged attack onto the main base. OGS now just taking down some of these pylons, and now trying to head back over here towards the expansion. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between NewLife and Fruit here on Metalopolis.